Welcome back, Truth Seeker. We know on March 26th, the Key Bridge collapsed in Maryland. And I did a short video on how CNN, shortly after the collapse, brought on the lead investigator of the Oklahoma City bombing of 1995. They brought him on to talk about the Key Bridge collapse and how it was an accident. And I thought, what a weird guest to have on, the lead investigator of the 95 OKC bombing of the federal building, when most people know that was a major cover-up. Just look into the police officer who was investigating seemingly what was suspicious, Terrence Yankee, who was found beat up and tied up and dead, and his death was ruled a suicide by the police, despite the fact that he was bound. Anyhow, I thought that was real curious, and I pointed out how in Gematria, Baltimore equates to 95. Just a few days earlier, their owner of their baseball team, right before the season kicked off, had died at 94, meaning he died in his 95th year of his life. A lot of stuff with 95, and again, the OKC bombing was in 95. So anyhow, I was just reading more about this story out of Oklahoma City now, about how there in Oklahoma State, the patrol had to shut down a roadway, a bridge, because a barge crashed into it. It didn't bring down the bridge, but again, what are they doesn't it just seem weird that this be days later? So then I look, and it says that this waterway, where this bridge is, enters the Robert S. Kerr Reservoir. So I just wanted to look up who Robert S. Kerr was. I'm just in my car. I just saw this news headline. Quick from the grocery store parking lot broadcast. But look at this. Robert S. Kerr. Look at this guy. He was born September 11th. Remember, what happened in Oklahoma City was the most devastating act of terrorism on U.S. soil before 9/11. And Timothy McVey, former CIA agent, was blamed for Oklahoma City. Let's not forget he was born in 1968, McVey, like the lead hijacker on 9/11. That was the year Osama bin Laden got sent to the exclusive private school that changed the path of his life. That's the year World Trade Center construction began in New York. 911 was made the national emergency dialing code again, 1968. Same year the Key Bridge was financed and plans were drawn up for it. Construction started 4 years later for the Key Bridge. But anyhow, this Robert S. Kerr, where this happens with the bridge, born on 9/11. And notice he died in 63. We were just talking about how Francis Scott Key died at the age of 63, and how, again, the bridge came down on the 86th day of the year, 86 weeks after Nancy Pelosi shook hands with the leader of the leader of Singapore on Francis Scott Key's birthday, August 1st. The bridge got 86th on the 86th day of the year, 86 weeks later when the ship was Singaporean. And, of course, in Gematria, Key Bridge equals 86. Again, 86 to get rid of the bridges. Boom. Out of here. Anyway, the 86 weeks is also 603 days, a bit like 63. And we talked about the ritual they had with Amy Klobuchar because the bridge fell in Minnesota on Francis Scott Key's birthday. The day the Key Bridge collapsed, it was her 307th day, being 63 years old, and 307 is the 63rd prime. It's like when Brady became 6-3 in Super Bowls. He did it in his 307th game in that Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Georgia that has a Gematria 307. We've been talking about this pattern in a million different ways, a million different times. But the point I'm making is I knew it was funny they had on the OKC bomb investigator, and now you got a similar ritual in Oklahoma, and then OKC's tied to 9/11, and now it's at the Robert. You see what I'm saying? And if you've been watching this Key Bridge news, they've even been telling you that there's just the magnificence of the tragedy, a collapsed massive structure just reminds you of things like 9/11. You're hearing that if you're watching the news. And again, you guys, a game is being played with us. A big game is being played, and people got to wake up. Robert S. Kerr dead in 63. All the 63s with Francis Scott Key died at 63. And I'll do this is just from the parking lot, just looking at this news right now, but we'll do a proper decode later, or you can get started if you want to leave a great comment. Remember, come join us on freetofindtruth.com. That's a place to leave comments, and you don't have to worry about Google deleting them and censoring them after you post. That's why I run that website, Free to Find Truth. Just freetofindtruth.com alone. Freetofindtruth.com. social media for truth seekers. Good place to post and share information and start a discussion. All right, until next time.